I live here in the beautiful city of Roseville, and I've been living here since July of last year. It is a very safe place to live and raise a family. That's very important for myself and for my 4-year-old daughter. Also, they have a lot of work employment here, and they have very good schools.
I think it's important to link families with housing because without a stable place to live, families, especially children, can't thrive and grow up to be responsible adults.
Some of my other living situations have not been as great as this one has. It didn't feel safe. Our laundry room was constantly being broken into. My daughter was not able to go outside and play, and I lived on the first floor where I had a window to watch her. It wasn't the cleanest place. I felt like I was closed in my own place.
I've seen it happen a lot where there are small miracles involved when people get housing stability and then their lives start turning around. And it's just a wonderful thing to be able to come to work and be a part of this effort.
Neighbors are so friendly. Where we're moving in, they came out, they introduced themselves. I just met them, the rest of them. They're so nice, they're so friendly.
I was living in a shelter, me and my child. Things were very hard. I was constantly depressed and crying and wondering when I was going to be able to get my chance to do better in life. I just felt like giving up. But I knew I couldn't because I had my child. I believe I worked pretty hard to get where I am today. I really do feel that. People coming into this program are single parents, and they do need that assistance to get started. But once they get it, I mean, the sky's the limit.
When we work with the Metro HRA families, we are ensuring that we have guaranteed rent, that the subsidy is on time, that the process that they use and that they help us with cuts down on vacancy loss. There's very few issues working with Metro HRA, so it's really a smooth process and helps stabilize our bottom line.
When I talk to my friends about what I do for a living, in Section 8 in particular, I think their preconceived notion is that it's the income-based building that perhaps was built in the 70s where everybody pays, a very little amount of rent themselves. And I just try to educate them and let them know that it's not that at all. It's much, much different. It's mostly for working families that are struggling to get by and they just need a little help.
Even though Project for Pride in Living is a nonprofit, we are still a business, and we have a lot of responsibility not to a particular owner, but to many investors and agencies to provide exactly the kind of cash flow bottom line that makes our housing secure and viable over the years. Working with Metro HRA helps us in that effort because they work very proactively with us to make sure that our rents are maximized to the allowable extent.
If a landlord were to ask me if they should participate in the Section 8 program, I would tell them to just do it. Once they become familiar with the paperwork process, the inspection process, the flow of how the paperwork works and how Metro HRA gets the person approved, it's no different really than renting to anybody. And we always know that the subsidy payment is going to be in the bank on the first day of every month. The residents seem to be much more lease compliant, and we know that if we're having an issue with a particular resident, we can contact Metro HRA, and that the resident is going to not only hear from Metro HRA, but also from the landlord in hopes to be able to solve the situation.
This program has taught me how to be a better renter, and be a better person. I've never spoke with neighbors before ever. This program has encouraged me to meet my neighbors, build relationships in the community that I want to live in. Now I'm living in Maple Grove and I want to build that here.
I am very proud of my work and what I do every day. I really feel like I'm contributing to the community and providing housing to people that perhaps wouldn't be able to be housed if we didn't partner with Metro HRA and accept the Section 8 voucher. I guess when I go home at night, I can feel like I've done a little part of something good.